It's time for the Jim and Terry Show.
I liked listening to the older couple in the other booth beside us, Jim.
Yes.
Have you heard what they've been saying?
Yes, they're saying people are listening and looking at us.
The Jim and Terry Show with our ambient audience soundtrack.
I like it. I like it.
Could we get a clap track too? You know, well done. I like that one. You know, an applause sign.
Pretend
that goes.
we're actually in front of a live audience.
Yes. Well, we talked about that at one podcast. What if we put 10 seats rented at Church Hall and
Yeah, we were going to feed them too, and then I said we'd end up.
Yeah, we'd have to
8
pay
of the
money,
meals.
and that would be not good. And then we'd have to drive them and chauffeur them, and that would not be good. So what if we took it to a senior's home? The audience is already there.
They make them watch, so
But that would be okay.
I guess sure.
We get an audience.
Yeah.
And they'd
Would
be,
we have to now start catering to their beliefs?
I don't
Which,
know.
like Lucy is really, sloppy when she eats at the table, and Marvin farts too much.
And somebody drops their fake teeth out into
Yeah,
the
yeah.
water when they're going to take a drink. Okay. What were you going to talk? You wanted to.
I wanted to talk
something.
about the monarchy, and you sent me something about
the monarchy.
About Canada discussing whether it's time to
Time to move on.
move on, and
Time to get our big boy pants on, Jim.
And I personally I like the monarchy, but I'm saying that wrong and hypocritical. I meant monarchy. I like them. I think they do a lot for England, the UK. I don't know if they do anything for us or not. I don't know, but I do have a question. If Canada decides that we no longer want to be a monarchy, what do we become, a republic?
Yes.
And if we become a republic, like Barbados, was it Barbados that just recently
I think
did?
so.
One of those countries did, and their governor general became.
They decided to use the governor general as their leader, but we don't have to.
But they called that leader president.
Yes. And
Would we end up having a president or a prime minister? Or both?
I prefer parliamentary democracy to be the title of our system, and I'd say status quo. We just remove the office of Governor General, who is the Queen's or the monarch's representative in Canada. And we just say the Prime Minister is primus inter pares, which means the first among equals. Every territory and province should be recognized with a leader. We call them premiers of a province.
Yep.
And the first leader of all of them is the Prime Minister, and I don't see any reason why we need to change that. Elections stay the same.
I was just wondering.
But let's talk about King Charlie, and why is there the reaction now?
Well, I think it was I think the Queen knew it. She was very much in the hearts of many around the world. I admire her. I thought she was wonderful.
Longest serving monarch.
70 years or 70 plus. I thought she was wonderful. King Charles, I'm wishing him the best. I think it's probably more hell than people realize
I definitely
going
think so.
into this position.
Yeah.
I mean, was it you that sent me that the inaugurational oil's being changed? And would you want that Gluck put on you? That was put on Queen Elizabeth. That whale sperm and that
It's
other
a concoction, isn't it?
thing made into an oil. I could see why Charles would say, "Oh, well, don't put that on my head." But I don't know why. I do remember somebody had a prophecy, and I don't think it was a religious person. Someone like Nostradamus or somebody said the monarchy would last Elizabeth to Elizabeth. And, well, Elizabeth has died, and I don't know if it's the end of it or not. I mean, we see all of a sudden some of the royal kids wanting to pull away from the royal family.
And yet, some of those, the two from Meghan and Harry, are going to retain Prince and Princess.
Well, I think they see some of the loyalty Queen Elizabeth had. She was in it for country, for nation, and she had to make some horrible personal decisions. One, staying married, and she did. Also denying her sister to marry the man she most loved. Horrible decisions that she had to make, what she made for the sake of the nation. Strong woman, but still had this grandmothery feel to her, but strong woman. We don't know Charles really other than the guy that was kind of counter that. right?
That's a nice way of putting it.
I don't know much about him, other than there was always worries that.
Well,
I mean, it started right off the bat when he would say, "I'll be the king of all faiths," when Queen Elizabeth was the king of the faith of Christianity. Those changes affect people. Some say great. I'm not saying they're not saying it's great, but I don't know. I guess that's it.
Blessed be the tie that binds. If that is the monarchy, and that's the choice of the people of the Commonwealth countries, and it seems to be less and less. There are fewer countries who are saying the monarchy is the tie that binds. And maybe, as I alluded to in my opening, maybe it's time to put our big boy pants on and become a fully independent, non-monarchy derived.
Okay, and I have another
nation.
question. I don't know if that's I hope the monarchy sticks around. I mean, look at how many more years we
You
got
like
left.
tradition.
I like tradition.
You're a conservative.
I will not die if we're not monarchists. I will not die. I was just wondering, is there an economic benefit of separating and leaving the monarch behind?
There was an economic benefit to being part of the Commonwealth in the early days of Canada's history. I don't see any benefit to that association now that we are in a global trading environment where we can pick and choose. We're going to join in a trading agreement with the EU. We're going to join a North America trading agreement.
Obviously, Iran, Iraq, and us are going to do something that's going to get the Americans upset.
Obviously, I ran for the office of president. It's Iran, Iraq.
I don't know if that's true, folks. Somebody said that. Remember? They said that.
Well, we were getting disrespected, Canada was, in terms of that prophecy, and I forget the lady.
We don't need to bring it up if we don't believe it, or.
Well, I don't believe it at all. Is that Canada was slammed in this lady's prophecy about Iran, Iraq, and Canada got lumped in there too. And I thought,
I think it might be she gets wind of some sort of a trade agreement happening, or
possibly. Okay, so sticking with the monarchy, what are the advantages to having a monarch? You get a royal visit from somebody or other, whether. In our days, I think there were at least 2, maybe 3 royal visits with the whole thing.
I don't know, but is that a good thing? Does it bring money to the country and all the rest of it?
Well, you have your liabilities. You have to cover the police force and security.
But does it
blah,
bring
blah,
like
blah,
a million
blah.
people into Toronto staying at hotels? I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, it does in England. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why part of the reason they make such a big thing of everything, because it brings billions of dollars into the
Well, at one
economy.
point, Canada's population was primarily British and British descendants. You and I both have families that our origins are non-Canadian. Canada is a country of immigrants, unless you're First Nations. And even then, you might go back enough years to find that they wandered here from somewhere. I don't know. All I'm saying is, at one point in 1867, Canada attributed a large portion of its population to the UK. Yeah. Okay, fine. So we're monarchists. Okay. After World War I, and we paid, as they say in Canadian history circles and military circles, we paid in blood for
but not my
independence. So we had the Statute of Westminster that came along and gave us more autonomy, ability between World War I and World War II to form more foreign policy on our own. When Britain said jump, we didn't just jump. We were now able to ask, how high would you like us to jump? Yeah. So there was increasing independence. By World War II and our contribution to that battle, Canada earned the right to full independence, and that, I think, was significant for us. Didn't get it, until Pierre Trudeau repatriated the Constitution, 1981, 82. I'm thinking the Queen came in 82 to ratify that. She had to sign it. That's a sign of a mature country when you can sign your own documents and change your own bloody constitution. You don't need a monarch to come over and say, now, are you sure that's what you really want? These are the terms of the divorce, you know. And I'm not sure that we needed that, but we did, and Trudeau ran a great show.
Or whatever that country was that just recently left did the same thing. There was I think Charles was there. Somebody was there as a representative of the Queen as they eliminated the monarchy.
Yeah, and that's just the way. Yeah, should do it if you are a decent democracy following protocol and tradition. However, there are revolutionaries who don't give a rat's patootie
Yeah.
about that. So there are a number of ways you can do it.
There is a little cost that would occur, and that is if I'm assuming you would no longer have the Queen's image on your money, so you'd probably have to have new plates. And
If it
everything.
costs too much money to change,
Just leave it, yeah.
have they changed with King Charles?
What?
Has our coinage changed? Have you noticed?
I don't know if they're going to do that.
Interesting.
They're not quick to it, are they? Well, maybe they don't know.
Maybe
if
that's a sign. Oh, maybe he's going to abdicate.
You know, there's somebody said that was going to happen. eh?
Really?
Yeah.
Why would he abdicate?
Yeah. Why? He waited too long. Yeah. He can't go now.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he can. Maybe there's an escape clause in there somewhere. Maybe there's a big giant slide like a.
Can his neck hold that crown? It's huge.
I
Actually, there's two crowns. There's one for the coronation,
yes.
and then there's another one that they wear when they're on the throne.
So crown him with many crowns.
I want to see the coronation. I wonder if they're going to change the ceremony because we still have the stone of scorn. Stone of scorns. What is it? Stone of what? Tell me.
I don't know what.
You know the stone.
I do know what you refer to, and I forget what it's.
Stone of scorn. Scorn. I'll say scorn. I don't.
Okay.
know. It's supposed to be Jacob's pillow.
Is that
And
right?
it was actually stolen,
From
maybe
Israel?
30 or 40 years ago. The Scots came down and got it and ended up giving it back. And it's under the throne, and no king has been crowned without sitting on this stone.
Right. The throne sits on the stone.
Yeah, and only the coronation throne.
Yes.
It's not where they sit normally. This
No.
is just for coronations. Oh, wow. So I want to see all the kerfuffle that goes on, if there's all of a sudden Masons and satanic signs and everything.
Wow. Personally, I don't care. And I may tune in for 5 seconds to see if this throne is sitting on the stone. That's about all I will get out of it. The Jim and Terry Show, talking about Canada's growing independence from the monarchy. Yes or no, right into the Jim and Terry Show.
Look out, lady. I got to get to the counter.
Jim needs some elbow room. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.